Welcome to CK Podcast 359, the first podcast of 2019. I apologize for not publishing the podcast earlier this year, although we have been doing many post-game shows and film sessions. So that's where all of the content has gone. I could have easily just posted the audio versions to make them podcasts, but I dedicate a podcast either with a guest, which we'll have plenty of guests either this week or the upcoming week. And yeah, they will be available on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and all of the audio versions. Wherever you can get podcasts, we will be available. I'm super excited to talk about the latest Sacramento Kings free agents, the guys that are linked to the Kings. Last night, if you didn't watch our film breakdown, I highly recommend you guys to go watch it. Lots of good stuff there. Again, I got the flamas. I got the flamas ready for you guys. But yeah, Jeremy Lin is one of the hot topics, but before I get into that, I dive into all these topics that we will discuss today. This show is presented by Valley Tire Center. Make sure to go out and get yourself a set of tires, or if you just need some new brakes, or if you just need a lift on your truck, Valley Tire Center pretty much has all types of services, and you guys will love them. I promise. What's going on, Orange Crush 916? I haven't seen you in forever, brother. Nice for you to join the live. 7 p.m. Sacramento time. I have a lot of guests. Again, what do you guys think about the new Nikes that just got revealed today? They're starting at $350. They're self-lacing. That means there's no laces. You just push a button on your app and they do all the work. There's also buttons on the shoe. So I've reached out to Nightwing or Wear Testers, however you know him. He lives in Sacramento. I did not know that. Also, I just got a confirmation. Let me double check from, yes, Nick DePula from ESPN and Nice Kicks, the main man who breaks down all the news, will join the CK podcast either this week or next. Also, NBA Never Stops on Instagram will also join the show either this week or next. And who else? My boy Kyle from the Dime Drop, big time fan of his YouTube channel. He's gonna join the show either this week or next. So we have a lot of great guests that will join the show. So that means a lot of positive content. So without further ado, let's get to the Jeremy Lin news. So I'm gonna share my screen right now, as I didn't yesterday, and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm seeing, right? So again, this year we've only got 500 downloads because we haven't posted any podcast. So that is the podcast platform. So let's go to the news that was pretty much broken today. The Hawks are known to have made veteran point guard Jeremy Lin, big man Dewayne Dedmon, and swingman Kent Bazemore available in advanced talks before the February 7th trade deadline in search for more draft picks. Now that makes sense. And then Sacramento is among the teams that have expressed trade interest in Hawks guard Jeremy Lin, according to league sources. Now that was provided by Mark Stein of the New York Times. And I know Mark, he is very reputable, he is very credible, and there is a lot of truth to that. Okay? So we can look at Jeremy Lin's numbers. Have not watched him play much this year. Have not watched the Hawks play much this year. The person who I really enjoy watching are just actually like three people who I enjoy watching on the Hawks. the main guy is obviously Trey Young, John Collins. Love watching John Collins. I love Kevin Herter from Maryland. I was high on him coming out of the draft. He's doing a marvelous job there. And they are planning on rebuilding through youth. They're doing a great job. I like the direction that they're heading. And Jeremy Lin fits with the Kings. Kent Bazemore and Dedmon would fit with the Kings and in their push to make the playoffs. Right? So Jeremy Lin, as of right now, is averaging 34.7 from beyond the arc. I think that's all right. E-Man may tell you that that's great. I think that's average. He should be shooting better, but I'll take 34.7, which is really 35%, 47.8, which is really 48% from the field, 3.6 assists, and essentially 11 points in 39 games. He's been injured the last couple of seasons. Last year, he only played one game. The year before, he only played 36 and 78 before that. So the past 2 years, he's been pretty banged up. And that one game that he did play in was 18 points. So Jeremy Lin, to me, is a guy who is a very, very nice backup plan for the Kings, just in case De'Aaron Fox would ever get injured. God forbid he gets injured. But with how they use him, with how important De'Aaron Fox is to the organization, they really need a nice plan B. Jeremy Lin is that. Now, what does that mean for Frank Mason? What does that mean for, my God, I'm stepping on his name, Yogi Ferrell? That means that the Kings are not convinced that either Yogi Ferrell or Frank Mason would be able to elevate this team and keep this team on track to make the playoffs. Say something happened to De'Aaron Fox. And I have to admit it, as much as I love Yogi Ferrell as a player, I believe Jeremy Lin is better. He's a better playmaker. He's been in bigger moments. He's played under the big lights. Jeremy Lin is, when healthy, a low-end starter. That's how good he can be. And if he is your backup, your primary backup, then you're in good hands.
For more taste, fewer calories, and half the carbs.
I want to hear what you guys say. I'm looking at the comments. What are the comments saying? Orange Crush says Hawks had a nice-ass draft class. Plus, they got weak-ass Mavs pick looking like a 2-top 15 pick. Bro, gotta love my man Orange Crush. At least he's consistent. He's consistent. He's a consistent troll in terms of not liking the Mavs because of Luka Doncic, who Luka will be an all-star this year. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Now people are saying, who would the Kings trade Lin for? Again, I love Yogi Ferrell. I love the cat. A guy who plays with a huge chip on his shoulder, little guy like me. He represents all the 6 foot and under, 5'11" and under guys who never made it. This guy is speed, strength, ability to shoot under pressure. He can pass, but I just feel like the front office is not convinced that if something happened to De'Aaron Fox, these guys are backups to the backup. So they're essentially on a playoff team, on a very good team. They're third-string guys. Jeremy Lin is without a doubt a backup at worst, right? This guy is pretty damn good when he's healthy. But that's the thing. Will he be healthy? If they can get either of those two players in Kent Bazemore or Dedmon, those are nice pickups in my opinion. Bazemore to me is not a starter anymore, but he would be better than what the Kings have. Now that's not saying much, but if you can improve your team, why not do it? Now the question is, who would they be able to give up? They are obviously looking for draft picks, and the Kings have a plethora of second round picks. They have a plethora of expiring contracts with Costa Kufa, Zach Randolph, Iman Shumpert, etc. Those are some options. Now, what would it take for the Hawks to pull the trigger? It's interesting. I don't know what they would want. They have some expiring deals. If they can get some draft picks, I believe they will, or they would pull the trigger. If they can get 2 second-round picks, essentially, and just keep their nice nucleus, then I can see them pulling the trigger. Marvin Morris says, I love our team. Let everybody grow up. Let our expiring contract, Zach Costa, go at the end of the season and sign a max player. Now, it's not easy to sign a max player. It's easy to give someone a max contract, which they can do with Willie Cauley-Stein, and I wouldn't give Willie Cauley-Stein a max contract. I would give Willie Cauley-Stein anywhere from 12 to 15 max. Now, before that was big time money. Now it's like whatever money, right? That's where I think the market will be for Willie Cauley-Stein. They have to make a decision. They can either do that, and if no one, he's restricted, so they can either match. And again, it only takes one team to offer Willie a big time deal, and if it's too big, the Kings should not match. If nobody offers, the Kings can send the qualifying offer, which would make him an unrestricted the following year. They would pay him this year, and then he would be unrestricted the following season, which I believe would be the best case scenario for the Kings. It would give the Kings time. It would give Marvin Bagley one more year to become the center franchise, or the centerpiece at the center position, right? He is hopefully a future all-star at that position. Very talented, great second jump. I was highly impressed with what he did yesterday against Nurkic and them boys. Someone says, I want Vucevic from Orlando. Scal can take Costa's spot as the third big man. Now I'm just reading you guys some of the comments on the comment section. We'll love Bays and Lynn together. So that's what I think about these rumors. I like them. I think Jeremy Lin would add to this team if he can stay healthy. He's bringing that veteran experience, that versatility to play either the 1 or the 2. That would take Bogey off the ball, which would give him more chances to score and just be a shooter. But it can also take Bogey off the ball, which I actually like Bogey on the ball because of his great vision, which is what a Luka Doncic would have brought to this team. Now, I do want to address some of the things that I saw on Twitter today. So let's share the screen one more time. Okay, let's go to Twitter. That way I can properly talk about the person who I did not think very... Let me see. Oh, no, go home. Go. Oh, no, I'm not going to go home. Hold up, man. Let's go to my profile real quick. Whitney Gleason from, I think, ESPN Local. He said, had the Kings taken Doncic, this would be De'Aaron Fox's pretty much this would have been De'Aaron Fox. Now, To me, that is the most ludicrous thing because De'Aaron Fox and Dennis Smith Jr. are in completely different leagues. You cannot compare a future All-Star in De'Aaron Fox to a Dennis Smith Jr. who had, I guess some people thought he was going to be great. He did not have a good rookie season. I don't know why they keep saying he had a good rookie season. I don't get it. It's a cop-out to blame Luka Doncic. Well, Luka Doncic, everyone acts like he needs the ball and that he has a top 10 usage rating, when in fact he doesn't. He ranks about 60th, along with Fox, where he ranks about 72 in usage rate. So that means when the ball is constantly in your hands, De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield are literally 1 point difference. They're right there. I think if I recall, they're like at 64 and 65 or 64 and 66. The Kings share the ball. You may think Luka has the ball because he makes raw plays and he's always in a highlight, but he makes that hockey assist that I love so often. That's what a great playmaker does. That's what a guy with a high basketball IQ does. Dennis Smith Jr. is not De'Aaron Fox, guys. Dennis Smith Jr. doesn't have the IQ of a De'Aaron Fox. He doesn't have the shooting ability of a De'Aaron Fox. He has the athleticism of a De'Aaron Fox. He may be more explosive than De'Aaron Fox, but he's not the player De'Aaron Fox is. He's not the leader De'Aaron Fox is. So let's not say things like that. And it's the most ridiculous take I've seen in a long time, saying that would have been De'Aaron Fox. He doesn't know the type of work De'Aaron Fox put in the offseason to be De'Aaron Fox of this season. It takes hard work and dedication, y'all. And that's why that bugged me so much. Now let's look at Kent Bazemore's stats. This year's been he's been a little bit underachieving, right? 32.7% from 3, 44 from the field, 14 points a game, 4 boards a game, 2.6 assists. So he would be an upgrade, in my opinion, for the Kings. But is it enough to get him over the hump? I'm not sure. The West is tough. Now, after that bogey game, after he hit that buzzer beater, and you guys know how I feel about that game and it being the best moment in Kings, history in the past 13, 14 years. That game, I jumped the gun a little bit off of my emotions, which I rarely ever do, and I said they would make the playoffs. I'm going to stick to that, but I'm not as confident as I once was. No, that's not a bad thing. That just means that that everyone else got a lot better, with the Rockets getting better, with the Jazz getting better, with the Clippers staying decent, with the Spurs getting better. That's what really happened. So $12 million for Jeremy Lin this year. Fellow Kings fans in the chat room, what one player do you think Vlade should look at before the trade deadline? Now, another name that has popped up and been linked to the Kings is Nicholas Batum. Now, why would the Hornets give up Batum when they're fighting for a playoff spot? And Michael Jordan is very, very clear about always making a run for the playoffs. They have a Kemba Walker, a Miles Bridges. Now, it does make sense to give Miles Bridges more playing time, but Nicholas Batum is still a very good basketball player. Okay? That's another name, Frank Kaminsky. and a Nicholas Batum in a package that could be linked to the Kings. Otto Porter is still a name that's linked to the Kings. Will the Kings make a mouse moving like you hacked my boy? Will the Kings make a move? Andrew Wiggins would be a great fit. I like Batum. Now again, it's okay with these big contracts because there's only 2 years left on them anyway. It's not like it's the full 4 years, right? So to me, it would be okay. Come back to me. Come back to me, y'all. That's where I stand with that. Now with that, I want to talk about, let's go back to my share screen. I do want to talk about, is the internet not working or what? So right now the Golden State Warriors are putting a butt whooping on the Nuggets, 79-60. The Hawks beat the OKC Thunder today, 142-126. Philadelphia put a butt whooping on Minnesota. The Lakers and the Bulls, playoff implications in that game. Phoenix lost, Indiana won, Milwaukee won, and they beat on the Heat. Now LeBron adds to activity, groin to be re-evaluated. It's only a matter of time before LeBron comes back and makes the Lakers a playoff contender once again. House Jr. headed to the G League from the Rockets. Point guard Rubio Hammy out for at least another week. Shumpert attempts to enter the Blazers locker room. That was yesterday. Don't really care about that. Not making a big deal about that. It doesn't matter. Okay? Butler hugs Saunders before tip-off. He's talking about the son of Flip Saunders. Rest in peace. And yeah, we got some basketball tonight. Will the Bulls pull out a victory in Staples? I don't think so. I think the Lakers will beat them tonight. Now the Pistons came in. Stanley Johnson came in. I was tweeting about Stanley Johnson. I like Stanley Johnson for next year. He will be restricted just like Willie Cauley-Stein. In that 2015 class, he went number 8. Justice Winslow went number 10. You had Oubre that went in the draft. You had Kaminsky, I believe, that went in the draft. You had Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell. From what I remember, just top of my head, he had Hazonia in that draft. You had Porzingis in that draft. But yeah, what do you guys think about the new Nikes today? I want to hear your thoughts about that because I've been looking at Jello's G-Lux Dark Knights. They low-key look like some Concord 11s. I'm really digging these shoes. They're made with premium stuff. I shout out to LeVar Ball, man, who's made a great shoe, and the G3 Lux Dark Knights. That's just a color wave. I really dig this color wave. Also, I just ordered the Anta KT4s. So Klay Thompson's shoe, So Klay Thompson's signature shoe. I got a blue. I'll probably have my guy Tony customize them, maybe put some Aquaman, some Captain America in them. They will be my new game shoes. I've heard great things about them. I ordered them last week. They should arrive from China late January, so I'll be posting about that as well. I love them. They look a lot like the LeBron 15s. It does suck that the Antas and the Big Ballers. So the Big Ballers, if you get them now, they won't come in until May, which sucks, or they won't ship out until May. And these, it takes 3 to 4 weeks because you are supporting the Chinese brand, and they're coming straight from China. Anta is a Chinese brand. They signed Klay Thompson, but the materials, the quality of the shoe is really good. And the shoe that I really wanted and that they ran at a size was the gold KT4s. So I got them. They're like, oh man, we just run out of the last size 11. So I ended up going with the blue because I'm thinking I just really loved Aquaman and I love Captain America. As you guys may know, I got these from my boy Treble T. You guys can go ahead and follow him. So he did a marvelous job. He put Sacramento right here, right? Captain America. You got the L, and then you got the B, right? Leo Bias. Got the KDs, but these I won't wear to play because these are just my first ever customized shoes. So I decided to just hang them up pretty much. I'll put them in a display box just like I did with my basketball. But yeah, the Kings won last night. Very impressive against the Portland Trailblazers. They're beginning to win these games. They're going on their longest road trip. They need to win these games. They're facing Charlotte on Thursday. They need to win these games. But with all these rumors going on, it makes you think. And then with the whole Vlade Divac having a conference call with the minority owners to pretty much stop leaking news out, they need to stop leaking things out and keeping things in-house. It's important to keep things in-house. Now, what are people saying? I would appreciate you guys if you guys can hit that like button, man. Come on, man. Or if not, hit the like button. Hit the dislike button. I have no problems with that. Leo tripping, Russ voice, ugly ass big baller brands. Again, the hate comes because of LeVar, but if you look at the quality of the shoe, it's the best shoe on the market right now. Right now, they use excellent materials. Like, the shoe is so well built, just like the 90s. If you know anything about the 90s, when they used to make shoes the right way, genuine leather, just great stuff on it. Again, the hate comes because it's a big baller brand shoe, not because it's a good shoe. If you switch the labels to a Nike label, you'd love it. Let's just be honest. You'd love it. Tobias Harris. See, with Tobias, as much as I would love and he'd be ideal for the Kings, I don't see the Clippers letting him go. He's playing too well. He's going to be an all-star. If he's not an all-star this year, that's just wrong. Middleton's not going to the Kings. They'll sign him in Milwaukee. But I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Hopefully that kind of answered some of the Jeremy Lin stuff. I kind of covered that. Luka's usage rate has gone up, but he wasn't that. And it's not super high. It's not top 10. So 30th in the league is, for a guy who's going to be an all-star, bro, are you serious right now? A guy who's going to be an all-star, if he's 30th in the usage rate, that's pretty good. That's pretty efficient. You let me know when he's top 10, and he's a guy who needs the ball. So there's 29 other dudes in the league who are not all-stars, but have a higher usage rate. Come on, bro. Let's get the facts straight. I know you don't like Luka, but I don't really care. Like, the entire league knows how good he is. He's an all-star his rookie season. Think about that. He's an all-star his rookie season. Man, them Flamas, man. I'm telling you right now. Them Flamas got me fired up. I'll be a sponsor of this, man. I'm gonna send them to them. Yeah, Jeremy Lin was never an all-star, brother. Again, why? I don't get it. Why hate on him? I love Bagley. Like, Bagley's good. But let's not hate on another dude because he's just balling. Like, that's just straight childish stuff. That's just straight hate. support the guys who are good in this league. He is a guy who has killed all these ideas of, oh, the white, the Euro, he's not fast enough, he's not good enough to play in the league with a bunch of great athletes. No, if you have high basketball IQ and if you can shoot, you will have a place in the league. And that gives an abundance of kids hope to play this game for 11. Now, if you kill it and you say, oh, well, you got to be 6'5" and jump 40 inches in the air, then yeah, you're killing most of the population because not many are 6'5" and can jump 40 inches. But if you can do the other things, the fundamentals, the things guys don't do because they play AAU basketball and all they do is prioritize on the wrong things, then yeah, you're going to get a bunch of bad players. And I'm not going to name some of the players that I've named in the past because, you know, it's kind of mean, but it's kind of true at the same time. But anyways, I appreciate you guys joining the show. Man, these flying ones got to me. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys on the next one.